People who got a useless degree, what do you do now? Bachelor's degree in animation. I deliver mail now. Edit. Because this is strangely the most popular post I've ever had on Reddit and I'm still getting blasted with replies, I'm going to clarify some things here rather than replying to so many comments individually. 1. I don't think animation is useless. I love animation. I don't think any degree in any field is useless. There is always use in education. However, I took the quotes around useless in the thread title to mean what other people consider useless. As anyone who has pursued a degree in any kind of art knows, the world at large loves to tell you your degree is useless. 2. That being said, from my experience, a degree in animation versus a diploma in animation signifies only that you spent more money to receive a less focused education. 3. Please stop making assumptions about me or my career. It is not your business, but yes, I did get some jobs in the industry, and no, I don't want to be in the industry anymore. I'm quite happy delivering mail. 4. I made the transition because my mental health was just taking too much of a hit. Anthropology-production designer. I don't regret my path for a second. People don't seem to get it, but studying human culture lends itself so well to design and filmmaking, and I live abroad and get to work with people from a lot of different backgrounds. It wasn't easy, and frankly my degree didn't ever open a direct door into employment, but it made me a better thinker, researcher, and communicator, and I value those skills. Small caveat is that I'm Canadian and graduated 10 years ago when it was still possible to pay outright for a degree without a loan. I worked for a year before school and then part-time throughout to pay for it, so I had the privilege of graduating debt-free. Was told as a naturally artistic child that there was no point in pursuing art. I needed to go to college and get a real job. So, following this practical advice, I got a bachelor's degree in botany and a minor in art, and then did a 1-year MA with a focus in metals. I own over 100 houseplants, thanks botany, and have been a jewelry designer and jeweler for about 25 years, and still paint and draw. You can't stop the signal. Film degree. Work in film production. Be careful what you wish for. It's a rough lifestyle. High stress/high pressure work 13 to 18-hour days. Getting into a union, especially on films, requires a circus trick and a bit of luck. Unless starting as a PA in the AD department, you're constantly looking for a new gig, and the hours are always changing. It's fun in your 20s and 30s, but ages people quickly. And being a movie producer can be a 24/7-hour job, and if you're working indies, you're constantly taking ridiculous financial risks, hustling for financing to pay for financing, putting out every sort of fire imaginable. It requires high intelligence, creativity, problem-solving skills, an iron stomach, and helps if you're independently wealthy and can survive bankruptcy. I worked as an extra figure several times, and I can say that it can be hard work for little money if you don't have a specific skill that will bring you more money. OP is right. The first few times it can be easy and fun, especially if you go with one or more friends, but not so much alone. There were days when I was standing for over 12 hours, or in the cold, with bad food and a lot of coffee. When you're with someone to make fun of trouble, time passes faster, but alone it's not worth it. Fine arts degree. Worked my butt off for years. Now in sales, which comes so easy to me, and I make so much more money. Wish I studied business or marketing and figured this out many years ago. I have a degree in accounting that I used for 6 months 30 years ago. My roommate was a flight attendant and was having a blast. I decided to apply, got accepted, and spent 10 years traveling the world until I had kids. Once they were older, I got into property management. Getting my degree in accounting was easy for me, and I thought I would be good at it. However, I started hating numbers real quick. Not me, but a fair chunk of New Zealand were laughing at those idiots that got useless degrees in basket weaving back in the late 80s, early 90s. They are now bringing lost art back to life. They got jobs in movies as master artists, creating those works for things like Lord of the Rings, etc. Our Maori history is being showcased to the world through their work. People pay not just for their amazing baskets, but to see them work. Bachelor's, English/creative writing. Master's, liberal studies/peace education/educational theory. Job, kindergarten teacher. I teach full-time on a sub-license at a charter, and I'm living the dream. Edit. I have a sub license, but I was hired in as a full-time teacher. Make your way in the world. I have the very definition of a useless degree, a BA from a disreputable public liberal arts college. But I found a career that worked for me. I'm self-employed, own a house, have a partner, and I'm doing fine, with less than zero help from my parents. So fellow English majors, fellow underwater basket weavers, fellow sociologists, take heart. Be professional, charming, and smart. Show up on time and do your best, even if you're not 100% into it. Take jobs you're overqualified for. Take jobs you're underqualified for. Follow your instincts and seize your opportunities. It won't work out for everyone, this being capitalism, after all, but it worked out for me. And it can for you, too. I know this seems like a boomer comment, but I'm 43. I felt absolutely hopeless, economically, in my 20s, but it got better. I'm glad to see that OP is trying to cheer us up and to advise us how, regardless of the degree, if you want it bad enough, you can succeed in life. Psychology, data analyst. Side note, I don't think psychology is a useless degree. It taught me a lot really great information. However, in our society, the only education that is valued is the one that makes money. I wish we lived in a society where people could major in whatever they wanted without debt or worrying about how much money they'll make. That being said, I do love my current job. My dad barely graduated a 5+ year college run with an English degree. He wanted a business degree, but was declined from the program numerous times. Couldn't find a job after graduation. Saw a newspaper ad for a concrete gig. Learned how to do the stuff. After a few years on the job, he quit and started his own concrete empire. I don't know the exact numbers, but from what I know, he pockets at least $2 million a year. His best advice is all you need out of college is a piece of paper to prove to an employer that you can put in time, effort, and hard work. It doesn't really matter what's on the paper. If you enjoy the video, smash that like button, subscribe because it will help us greatly, it's free, leave a comment if you have stories to share, and then our team hopes you have a great day. I got a degree in geography in 1969. I thought getting a government job would be good. Since I had good grades, the recruiter had me take a logic test. When I passed, he offered a job as a programmer trainee. I retired as an IT person from the government in 2004 and as a contractor ID person at the same agency in 2016. Left school with 90% of a music degree. Became a controls technician for the automation field. Made more than the vast majority of the people I went to school with. Not to brag, I don't make a lot, just a commentary on how undervalued artists and musicians are. Too often, musicians break the cardinal rule: if you're good at something, never do it for free. And that drives down the value of everyone else. I got an English degree. I'm now a senior technical writer making very good money. My colleague has a PhD in poetry. I remember when I got my first big girl job, I was talking to one of the VPs on my first day and told her I was always scared about my career prospects with the degree I chose and was so thankful to find something. She laughed and told me she only has a degree in French, and because it was so long ago she can hardly even hold a conversation in French at this point. There are a lot of degrees that are cut and dry, like STEM degrees. Then there are many in between where your degree doesn't always carry you to an exact job or career path, but it gives you a paper saying you accomplished something and builds your character. There are thousands of jobs you've never heard of. It's how you apply yourself, make decisions, network, and learn after college that gets you your career. I took nursing. I'm now happy selling cars by omitting facts and bending truths so I can make a living. Instead of getting trays thrown at my head or kicked, I can exploit people by scheming so I can sell cars. We've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.